Holy crap, Trixie! Iran attacked a U.S. base! Well, so much for no new wars under Trump. We'll see if this one is justified or not.
Holly, I don't know if you heard Margaret Brennan was saying that one of the most vulnerable possible areas for an Iranian strike would be in Iraq. You mentioned earlier that Al-Assad Air Base is on the highest alert.
Right, so Margaret talked about the vulnerability of US forces here in Iraq and in neighbouring Syria. We are just a few miles from a US base here in Erbil in northern Iraq, and I've spent time on some of those small US military outposts in Syria. I thought Margaret's reporting suggesting that this was a calibrated response is just fascinating, perhaps suggesting that this is almost, I guess, a face-saving operation, for want of a better word, on the part of the Iranians, that they need to not look weak in front of their regional rivals and their own people. But I would say this, back in 2020, Iran targeted the Al-Assad base here in Iraq with ballistic missiles. That followed the US killing a top Iranian military commander. We were on that base, on Al-Assad base, just a few days later, and we saw the extensive damage that had been done. Now, no American service members were killed, but some people would argue that that was good luck.
Holly, I want to just hold on to that. You know, we're talking about calibrated response. There is a theatricality a little bit here, but just to underscore your point, which is that it may have been calibrated, but calibrated missiles explode just like ones that are sent with other intent.
There's always the risk of miscalculation and human error. I think the bigger picture here is we don't know how this is going to play out. If it indeed was a calibrated, as you say, almost a theatrical response, then do we also see diplomatic wheels turning? Do we see Iran capitulating or at least agreeing to curtail its nuclear program? Or does this potentially spiral out of control into a bigger regional war?
Exactly. Holly Williams, thank you.
I don't know, Trixie. You think this one's legit, or do we got another Iraqi war situation on our hands? We need more information. This has been another segment of Channel Zero News.